How many times have you watched a series where the main character just becomes so strong that they can annihilate virtually anyone in their path? I'm pretty sure everyone remembers when Naruto went Sage Mode and basically ended all evil, or when Saitama basically exists. These characters are a staple in the anime community, and their characters are either extremely strong or they become strong through a ton of training. Naruto, for example, takes years to become the Hokage. Saitama is a completely different story though. In this video, I've put together a list of the 10 most overpowered anime characters in superpower genre. Unfortunately, this won't have Saitama, since he's more of a fantasy character, but it does have some classics that you're definitely going to love. But before we get to the list, here's a word from our sponsor. Devil Book is an upcoming mobile action-adventure RPG with cutely drawn characters. It's completely free to play with more than 30 cute characters that you can choose from. Each character comes with different kinds of fancy skills, abilities, their own stories, and unique designs. You can collect a bunch of different upgrades for your character and customize them to your preference. There's a main storyline. There's also the Roguelite Tower of Conquest, which is a dungeon crawling game mode. New additions such as fun PvP modes and a boss dungeon mode where you fight big Goliath enemies have made the game even more fun to play than usual. Make sure to click on the link in the description below to get your hands on Devil Book. Darker Than Black. Starting off our list is Hei from Darker Than Black. Hei's the epitome of overpowered. He's so strong that he's literally known as the Black Reaper. The main character here is a man of small words and an even smaller exposition about his personality. He only gives out his position as a contractor. It's only once he gets assigned a proper mission that we see his true power unveil itself. In the entire series, Hei is just there to be the guy who kicks every bad guy's ass, and he does that in style. While the series itself could have used a bit more exposition into his past and personality, Hei's mastery of being a dominant bully of all things evil is just a pleasure to watch. Hagura Yusha no Aesthetica. Akatsuki Osawa is the main character in the dangerous world of Alizard. At first, his personality seems really laid back, and at points he even feels like a lazy, good-for-nothing character. However, he's confident in his skill and strength, and that confidence is justified once we actually see him in action. While he's usually depicted as a kind person, Akatsuki responds to aggression with an even higher level of aggression than you'd expect. There's a part in the series where he crushes a character called Kinya's head for just trying to pick a fight with him. He's shown to be highly intelligent, with a deep grasp of superpowers and martial arts. He's so strong that he breaks a magical wall of ice in just one punch. Shaman King. Asakura Yo, the protagonist of Shaman King, is much like the classic overpowered character in any anime. He's laid back, carefree, oftentimes lazy, and extremely overpowered. After being alone for almost the entirety of his life, he forms a close bond with his oversoul Amidamaru. His true power is revealed during his battle against Tao Ren, where Tao Ren is shown to be using his full power, yet Yo is just constantly smiling and brushing off his attacks and dodging his most powerful attack. Yo simply takes him down in basically one hit. You think that's OP? He literally defeats the final villain in the series in a matter of just one episode without even getting a scratch by the end of the fight. Yo is seriously broken. Hitori no Shita. This is where things get exciting. Hitori no Shita, also known as the Outcast, has one of the most overpowered main characters, yet he's somehow still grounded in reality, and he's actually a decent protagonist with a great personality. Unlike most of the other overpowered main characters, Cho will do anything to win a battle, and he's also the biggest troll, especially visible in his fight against Regyoku, where Cho basically drugs him before the fight begins, and he defeats him easily enough. His true power, however, is shown when he goes against Toho Bunru, where he collects a ton of information about him beforehand, and then uses it to defeat him. He's a troll, but he's surely very smart. Seikan no Quasar. This is a confusing one. To start off, the main character is called Alexander Nikolaevich. Sasha, hell, he's able to control an element, and he gets his power through breastfeeding. Yeah, that bit was surely weird, but turns out Sasha is really strong. Alexander Blablavich, aka Sasha's fight against the character Phoenix, showcases his true power and how absolutely busted he is in terms of the power rating. He's so strong that he basically tanks every single thing they throw at him, and he constantly keeps getting up to fight while bleeding from both of his arms. He literally runs into a Phoenix made completely out of fire and stabs the bad guy, killing him in one hit. Either the villain was really weak, or you have to admit that Sasha is just overly overpowered. Codebreaker. Rei Ogami is the hero, or perhaps you could call him the anti-hero in Codebreaker. But he's definitely the main character alongside the tsundere Sakura Sakurakoji. He's the local bad boy archetype in anime. He does what he pleases at his own disposition and doesn't think much about the consequences of his action until they show up to nip him in the bud. He has a penchant for justice, and he goes to any limit to see it through, quoting more than several dozen times in the series that an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and evil for evil. He expresses a darker side of justice, similar to characters that are on a rampage of vengeance as compared to an actual hero who saves good people while beating up bad guys, leaving them for a rest. Brave 10. Saizo Kirigakure is the main character in Brave 10. He's the leader of the assassin group known as the Sanada 10 Brave, and he's an Iga ninja, known by his Iga ninja name, Marishi 10. He's probably the strongest ninja you'll ever see in any anime, maybe aside from Naruto. He has over 10 different ninja techniques, including Secret Technique, Heaven Returner, and Instant Light, illusionary clones, sort of like Naruto's clone Jutsu, and 3 different ninja arts known as Hunter Falcons, Early Summer Rain, and Perfect Strike. Zettai Karen Children, the Powerpuff Girls of the anime world. Zettai Karen Children, or Psychic Squad, has a huge fan base, adoring the 3 protagonists who are extremely overpowered. These 3 superheroines are rule-breaking levels of strong, and the show takes a lot of pride in that. They each have a different ability to make them even more diverse alongside the strength. Kaoru is a psychokinetic, and she can move objects with her mind. Shiho is very sarcastic, and she's a psychometric who can read the minds of other people and read the pasts of inanimate objects like a book. Finally, Aoi is their leader. She's the most collected and rational of the 3, and she has the ability to teleport herself and others from anywhere at any given time. If that doesn't sound like a bunch of overpowered children, then I wouldn't know what does. Gunju no Magmel. Inyu is the main character in Gunju no Magmel, and he's definitely a strange one. He's a young boy in the series, yet he still runs his very own collection center and is angler with the highest amount of success rate in the world. He has this special ability that's called Lacto, which gives him the power to create objects out of thin air, as long as he knows what they're made of. He's born in the continent that emerges from the ground in this series known as Magmel. He gains a bunch of superpower abilities such as super strength, endurance, flexibility, and speed. He's also part of the trope of being lazy and carefree, yet extremely intelligent and committed to his work and family, especially since he so consistently manages to rescue as many clients as he can from Magmel without breaking a sweat. Senku no Night Raid. This series has a plot which is somewhat similar to Darker Than Black, meaning it features Japanese spies with superpowers. Though Senku no Night Raid features a bunch of different things such as its pre-World War II setting, and has a protagonist that has an extremely lovable personality. Kazura Iha is the main character of Senku no Night Raid, and he has a great sense of pride and honor, which oftentimes brings to conflict with his colleagues due to their spy work. He has strict mannerisms and a tight personality. He keeps a grip on everything he does. Kazura's superpower itself might not be the strongest, as it is only the ability to teleport from one point to the other, with limitations such as cooldowns, and his own pride of not using it as it would be unfair to his opponents. However, Kazura is highly skilled in Daito Ryu, Aiki Jiu-Jitsu, and he's fluent in Chinese, German, and English, making him one of the strongest spies at the time in the series. He outplays all of his foes with his superior intellect and his skill as a fighter. So, that was our list of the top 10 superpower anime with an extremely overpowered protagonist. If you liked this video, then please make sure to like the video and subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. Comment on what else you'd like to see from us. We'll see you in the next video. Peace!